Yeah, John, that's right. The president taking some questions from reporters down at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. He was asked about the situation in the Straits of Taiwan. Take a look at this graphic that was posted on social media by the Chinese embassy. You see those I guess they're pink squares surrounding the island of Taiwan. That's where the Chinese government says their military is conducting live fire exercises. And you can see the encirclement, really, militarily of Taiwan there. That's causing some eyebrows to be raised, some attention to be paid to tensions in the Taiwan Strait. Of course, the concern is that the live fire military exercises could be used as sort of a ruse to engage in some actual military operations. So the president was asked about all of that today, just a few moments ago, and he sought to project some confidence. Here's what he said. Well, we don't have the soundbite from the president. But in effect, he said that he's not worried about the situation in the Taiwan Strait. He said he had not heard from Xi Jinping and was not concerned overly about that. He said military exercises have happened in that area for about 20 years. The president, John, was also asked about Jay Powell and the Fed. He said he's going to make a decision at some point in January. He re-upped his complaints about Jay Powell and the Fed and its building program. He said once again that he's considering suing Powell for gross incompetence. He expressed renewed frustration about the chairman of the Federal Reserve, saying that ultimately he's deeply frustrated with him, but suggesting that he's not going to move ahead with any attempt to fire Powell because we're so close. That means we're so close to the natural end of Powell's tenure. He says he does believe that Powell should resign as a member of the board even after he steps down as chairman of the board of the Fed, John. So the president continuing to hammer home that point, that he's deeply frustrated with Jay Powell and suggesting he is going to nominate somebody soon, but not giving any indication one way or the other who that person might be.